Today I'm talking to you about violet, otherwise known as viola. So this is one of the largest genuses in the world, containing up to 600 subspecies. That being said, I'm only going to speak to you about one of them today, which is Viola odorata, otherwise known as dog violet and sweet violet. So this comes from the Plantae kingdom, and it's in the Violaceae family. Violet loves rich, moist soil and is mostly found in temperate regions of the northern hemisphere. However, with so many subspecies, viola can be found in most parts of the world. For the botanical information, it has heart-shaped spiraling basal leaves that are serrated and 5-petaled flowers. I have a little one right here that I will show you. It's so tiny and cute. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, so this species is purple, but there are many other ones and they come in all sorts of colors, like ranging from purple, yellow, white, orange. There's like tricolored ones and pansies, but I'm just speaking of the dogwood violet today. So the flowers bloom between March and May in this region, and the leaves remain for most of the year depending on where you are. The parts used, so we use the leaves and the flowers. The roots and the seeds have been known to cause nausea and vomiting, so I would not recommend ingesting those. The constituents, it has phenolic glycosides, which can be processed by butterflies to deter their predators, saponins, flavonoids, which produce the color that attracts pollinators. They're mineral rich, they're very high in vitamin C, especially the leaves, and they have volatile oils. The actions are nutritive, demulcent, refrigerative, a gentle lymphatic, expectorant, vulnerary, soothes and cools the head and the nervous system. So it has an affinity for the lymph system and the respiratory system. It helps in draining and moving the lymph system. So it's really helpful, especially right now in the spring after having like a lot of stagnant and dormant energy from the winter. It helps your body like clear that out, getting ready for the springtime. So it's really helpful and powerful yet gentle for the respiratory system also. So it's an expectorant, which means it like moves and pulls out like mucus from dry coughs, and it has mucilage, so it like helps coat your respiratory system, and it soothes the throat and the lungs. So for these reasons, it's also really nice and helpful for soothing grief and heartache, and for people with chronically swollen lymph nodes, which are these areas. So for harvesting and sourcing, you can order the dried herb or like preparations made into medicine by other herbalists online. There's a lot of sources for that. You also will start seeing it everywhere, probably in your neighborhood when you're walking around now. You can source it like on your own in the wild, but make sure that if you're doing that, the area that you're taking it from is not contaminated or polluted, and you don't have to worry about over harvesting because it does grow like a weed. But if you are taking it, make sure you leave flowers for the bees and the butterflies. Yeah, so preparations, you can use the fresh leaves and flowers in salads and soups. The flowers are oftentimes used as an edible decoration for desserts. You can make syrups for coughs and use the dried or fresh in herb as infusions, make infusions out of them and make tinctures. It also is a thickener, so if you are putting it in soups or syrups, it helps thicken the base for that. So that's fun. Yeah, it can also be used externally as a poultice for eczema and insect bites and stings. You can make an oil or an infusion, or you can infuse oil with the violet leaf, and it can be used for a lymphatic massage. And yeah, also it's helpful if you mix that with cleavers. Yeah, I think that our bodies are like have already evolved with nature, so a lot of times the things that we need will be growing around us. So that's something now that's coming up. I just started taking it like a couple weeks ago, and so far I've just been making infusions up like with hot water and the dried leaves and flowers. And yeah, I think it usually, it takes like around 3 weeks to 3 months to see results from a lot of plants. Like every plant differs, so it really varies on what you're using. Like some things you can see like immediate results, but as far as this goes, yeah, I think like physically you should use it for a few weeks to get the results that you want, like lymph cleansing, or like yeah, it could be helpful in this time if people are having like coughs and dealing with respiratory and lung issues. But yeah, in my experience, it has been helpful, like with feeling grief and heartache. Like drinking a cup of tea just like helps soothe that like physical feeling of like of grief. So yeah, I would love to hear if anyone of you have worked with this herb before and tried it, and if you have like recipes that you like or your experience or any questions, please share that. So thank you.